YouTube? NaNoWriMo is in exactly 2 weeks. It starts 2 weeks from today, so I wanted to make this video with plenty of time for me to still be able to guilt you into doing it. I mean, motivating you to make an extremely personal commitment to yourself and your creativity for the month of November. It's also really stormy up here in Seattle, like really bad. Look at this. And I am just kind of hiding in my house from the rain with all of my like non-perishable food and batteries in case the power goes out. And because of that, I'm doing this video in my jammies. So I'm comfortable, you're comfortable, let's talk about NaNoWriMo. So here's the thing, NaNoWriMo has grown exponentially in popularity since I started doing it 11 years ago. More and more writers every year flock to this program, and that's because it works. Nano is this exceptionally brilliant way to get writers to do the one thing that they often struggle with the most, and that is to actually sit down and write. NaNoWriMo works, and this year, for my pep talk video, I'm going to tell you why. Finding time versus making time. One of the biggest excuses that I hear from people who like to write is that it's so hard to find time to write. And I think that there's such a flaw in this mindset that you're just gonna like walk down your hallway and trip over some time and then be like, oh, great, I've been looking for this, I'm gonna use this to write my novel. That does not happen. There is never a spare moment in our busy lives that we lead where you can just sit down and realize, oh, the world has gifted me with time that I can use to write this novel. The thing that you need to do with any hobby, but especially writing, because writing is hard and there's always going to be something that's easier or more fun than writing to do. The thing that you really have to do is make time. You have to carve hours or minutes out of your day to sit down and commit to writing. You have to get words on the page no matter what in time that you have specifically designated for writing. I understand that this is something extremely difficult to do, which is why Nano is so great, because Nano is the one thing in our lives that actually feels like we've been given time. Somehow the NaNoWriMo group has made it feel like November is this precious month that we've been given to write. And I don't know how they did it, but it's amazing. I think one of the reasons that this works is because of my next point, which is having an end in sight. Having an end in sight is a really useful thing because writing is something that can go on forever if you will let it. Writing is something where you will never actually be done. With most art, you have to just decide, this is where I'm stopping, this is the best that I can do, and now I'm going to give it to people, whether that is an online audience or a publisher or an agent or whatever path you choose to take with your writing. What's nice about Nano is that it's not like you're committing to a project that could go on forever potentially and feels so daunting that you might not even start. What's great about Nano is that all it's asking of you is to take 1 month to sit down and write 50,000 words, period. And whatever you do beyond that is great and your choice, but I think that the barrier to entry feels less because there's an end in sight. The other thing that's great about Nano is that there are clear guidelines for success. When you just sit down and start a project with no guidelines, you have no idea how much time you should spend on it, how much time is okay to spend on it, and even though it's art and we can all sort of grasp the concept that whatever you do is good enough, that's usually not enough for people. And so I think that NaNoWriMo is so wonderful because you go into it knowing I have to write 50,000 words, I have to update my word count, I have to at least somewhat enjoy what I'm writing, and that's it. And if you accomplish those things, you will be successful. And I think that sometimes in creating art, we need something like that. We need these parameters to help us know that we've at least accomplished something, even if it's not something that's ever gonna see the light of day. What I think is so important is that NaNoWriMo helps us acknowledge that we've accomplished something. And along those lines, I think the next reason that NaNoWriMo works is because you actually win something. A lot of times when you make art, you're just making art, and that's great, and that is absolutely enough most of the time, but no one can deny that winning something feels amazing. So the fact that all you have to do is sit down and commit to writing something, at the end of that, you will literally get a certificate with your name on it saying that you are a winner. And call me crazy, but that is a really motivating thing for me. Even if it's silly, even if all of my NaNoWriMo winner certificates are just sitting in a folder on my computer, which they are, I have those and it makes me feel great. And you can even get a winner t-shirt. And I think the most important thing, the thing that sets Nano apart from just writing in the solitary sense, is that you have a support group and you have a community. And even though there are plenty of great writing communities online, and you can have writing workshop groups, and you can take writing classes, and there's all sorts of other ways to build a writing community. NaNoWriMo has got to be one of the biggest, and it's the idea of everyone attempting this crazy thing together. It's everyone kind of suffering together for their art, but also accomplishing something amazing together. And having people cheering you on to create art is a crazy, amazing thing that NaNoWriMo has created for us. So if any of those things that I talked about sound like something that you would like, or if you've never tried Nano before and weren't sure if it was for you, or if you have tried before and just need that extra nudge to do it again, you should go sign up down below. It starts in 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to outline and brainstorm and buy yourself all your snacks and everything that you need to prepare yourself to have one more incredible month of writing. I will be there doing it with you. I will be there rooting for you at the finish line, and I'm so excited that it's coming up. I'm going to be writing my book from a castle in France this year, which is crazy. I'll be posting videos, hopefully, about the process. I'll also be, updating social media and whatnot. I'm very excited about this opportunity, and this is also something that wouldn't have happened to me if it wasn't for NaNoWriMo. So thank you to this amazing organization for continually being one of the biggest creative outlets that I do every year. Good luck, and I'll see you in November.